everyone. This is our October podcast. I'm so excited about it today. We decided to do another question, and but something came up, and I thought that it was really interesting, and that's something that we should address. Kate mentioned that somebody was a little uncomfortable with the fact that we were kind of peering into somebody else's, seriously personal life issues, and thought that that may or may not have been appropriate for our meetings. But I want to tell you right up front that the questions that I have been bringing to you, hi, Yvonne, there you are. The questions I've been bringing are from Reddit, the relationship advice column. So when I read a question to you, 300 or 400 other people he or she have already put it out there publicly and asked for feedback, and 200 or 300 people have already given it. So it's not, this is with their permission, really, not specifically ours, but they put it out there and said, hey, anybody have at it. So here is our question for today. Finally, after years of being single, I found someone great, like he's just made for me. We are on such a good track, progressing well and communicating well as a couple. However, last night he dropped the bomb that he doesn't believe in marriage, but I really do, and I want to be married one day, and I expressed that. We kind of brushed it off because it's so early in our relationship. We've only been dating for a couple of months, and he was previously in a 5-year relationship and never proposed to her or even considered it. Right now, I'm feeling really sad. What's the point of dating when something so big has popped up? Nobody should have to compromise their views on something as big as marriage. For context, and I thought this was fascinating, for context, we are in an official and committed relationship. He's 100% into a long-term exclusive commitment. It's just the piece of paper he objects to. Okay, so there is a question. I started first last time. Who's going first this time?
Well,
Okay,
I'll
I'll suck it up. Oh,
okay, good,
go
good.
ahead.
Kate, go for
Okay,
it.
okay. So, these questions I hate because it brings out my inner cynic.
Interrupt. I forgot to say one thing. I'm sorry, and then I'll get back to you. If you are watching this podcast off the channel, what I want you to do is think about that question. Think of 3 questions, 3 relevant questions that you would want to ask the tarot, and then use those as your positions. Pull 3 cards on it. Stop the video. Pull 3 cards. Do your own reading, and then come back and hit the button again. Okay, Kate, take it away.
Okay, my first question that I've got to ask, and I hate these questions because it brings up my inner cynic, but the whole thing that I'm getting there is, I mean, there is that acknowledgement that, you can't get someone to compromise on this. It's like having a compromise on whether or not you're going to have children. So, my question, first one is, why the hell do you want to be pursuing a dating relationship, committed relationship with somebody who has stated up front, very honestly, give them full credit, that they don't want that is not what they want, right? And what I got for that one is good old Page of Cups. Surprise!
Yeah. Yeah.
Emotionally mature.
And the Page of Cups is also known as the unfaithful lover. So not that I'm suggesting that there's infidelity in this relationship, but I mean, I don't believe in marriage. Well, I don't believe in gravity. Congratulations. And my question, the next question that comes out of this is, okay, it's just a piece of paper. Just a piece of paper. Now, either the individual who makes that statement is blind and ignorant, or he's deceptive. Okay? Because, I mean, why do we think that same-sex couples have tried so hard to have marriage legalized? Because it ain't just a piece of paper. It's about inheritance and who gets to come into the hospital and who makes the decisions on healthcare and adoption. Like, there's a stack of papers like this that go with a marriage license. So he doesn't want a commitment that has any legal binding aspects to it. So is he just being a fool or is he being manipulative? And I got the King of Cups in a reverse position. That's telling me this is about manipulation. And my final question is, okay, so what are you going to do about it? And I got the Tower, and the Tower was in a reverse position, which means time to get out of Dodge. You need to free yourself from this. Head off the disaster moment by bailing. So that was my look at it.
I think that's great.
Hey,
Honest.
that's awesome.
Oh, I love you, Kate.
Opposite you, right, Dee?
Oh my gosh, she had me from the very first word. It was like, oh my gosh, where's she going to take me?
Dee, where are you going to take us?
Oh wow. Well, the first thing after I read it, it was like, oh, the only question that kept banging on my head was, should I stay or should I go? It just kept saying that to me. So my first card I threw out was, believe it or not, it was the Hierophant. It's like, what the hell? The Hierophant? Well, that's all about doing it the right way, traditions, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I already know that. So where do you want me to go? So I asked it again, and then I get the King of Swords. So I just went to the third card and got 3 of Cups. So, of course, the Clarifier Queen had to go in for clarifiers. So my first clarifier for my Hierophant was, you have everything you need. And if you want to continue with this, you probably should consider just putting it to an end, because there's not going to be a happy ending with it. My clarifiers for my King of Swords basically were, I'm thinking it's him, and he's the dream team. And yet the Devil card flew out, and which says to me, yeah, okay, there we go. He's got a shadow side to him that should probably be watched or looked at and taken seriously. My third card, 3 of Cups, my the cards that came with that, my clarifiers, first one was 5 of Swords. Well, the 3 of Cups and the 5 of Swords basically say, be careful. Be careful with where this is going to take you. It will probably not have a happy ending. And my final card was 8 of Swords and 8 of Cups, meaning don't be blindsided, walk away. It isn't going to go anywhere. Sad but true.
Interesting that 8 of Cups shows up in that position. I had similar cards that were very, just like Kate did with the Page of Cups, that were just very immediately telling. You know,
Yes.
It's like when you ask that question, should she stay or should she go, and you get the 8 of, the 8 of Cups. It's kind of like the writing's already on the wall. You almost don't even have to try to figure out what that means.
Yeah.
Interesting. So did you say that the King of Cups, hang on just a second. The King of Cups came up with the Devil. Did they come up together?
No, I had the King of Swords.
Oh, the King
of Swords came
right.
up, and the Devil was the clarifier.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, that was for me too.
All right. So, who wants to go next?
I'll let one of you, let Mary go, Anne-Marie go first, because I've got some noisy blowers back here. I don't know if you can hear them.
Well, my husband just passed if you didn't see him. And I said, don't come back here. Don't do that again.
Go ahead, Anne-Marie.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel I'd sit this lady down and go through with her sentences one by one, because she has answered everything she needs to know in her question.
That's what
I pulled the 3. Yeah. So my questions were, number 1, are you prepared to accept him as he is? You think he's brilliant, he's fabulous. Are you accept him as he is, warts and all? And the card I pulled for that was the 5 of Wands. Can you see it? 5 of Wands. Five of Wands. So that's about change. But it also occurs to me that if she was to accept him, warts and all, because he has so many good points, it's going to be a constant source of discontent, of feeling that someone was backed into a corner. Either he's going to feel he was backed into a corner or she was backed into a corner. So I think things might be fine for a while, but this to me is a constant source of discontent. Second one, how likely is it that he will change his opinion on marriage? For that, I got oh yeah, here we have it. I got the Magician. Now,
Mhm.
I just reckoned that he knows exactly what game he's playing and he knows what outcome he wants, and he's fairly sure he can achieve this. And if he can't, he's not too fussed anyway. So I would be saying that it's unlikely that he'll change anything, but it is likely that he might try to change her opinion. And as who was it? Mary, Kate was saying, this thing about marriage being a piece of paper, that's not so true. He might say that, and maybe it sounds logical when he says it, but it's not. That's rubbish. Okay. Third.
Oh,
Anyway, anybody else? I don't know if anybody else heard that.
Yeah, I'm backing. Okay, back again. Okay. How likely is it that you will change your opinion? And where do you go from here? Because this is the question she asked. Where do I go from here? So how likely is it that you will change your opinion? And what I got for that was the Ace of Wands.
Wands.
So to me, that says that's relating to her really core self. And to my mind, I reckon a new start is on the cards for her. That she can't change her whole core of herself. That she's going to be, if she accepts him as he is, she's going to be constantly on the back foot, and he's going to be constantly on the back foot. She makes the point that no one should be asked to change their view about marriage. Well, that applies to him as well as her.
Mhm.
He shouldn't have to change his view either. So what's good for
Mhm.
one is good for the other. So you've got
Mhm.
stalemate there. So I reckon she's not going to be happy if she goes with him as it is. He's going to make sure he's happy one way or the other because he's got it all covered. He's the power figure in this, I reckon. And to my mind, what should she do now? Get out of there and make a new start with her life. Now, I pulled one more card. Thinking of I pulled a card clarifier to see what the Spirit say about this. And Spirit says, I got the Queen of Pentacles. You want it all. You want the house, the marriage, the bit of paper that tells you you've got that. So for me, it confirms you get your Ace of Wands and you skedaddle out of there. And that's the way I would read it.
Awesome.
Fascinating.
Yes.
I loved everything people have done so far. This is really great. Are you
Yes.
to talk yet, Yvonne?
Yeah. They're kind of noisy and but they're gone.
Oh,
Okay.
everybody.
All right. So
Interrupt.
all right. Okay. So first thing I want to say is like, Kate, I was like totally with you. When I read the question, I thought to myself, why are you even asking this question? You have, and like Anne-Marie said, and your answers are in your, I mean, obviously this person cannot really see through the forest. You know, she's like in this forest that she's lost, right? So I initially was like, Kate, disgusted with the question of like, oh, really? Why are you even asking this? But then I thought to myself, okay, you know what? Put yourself in this person's shoes. You know, you don't know what who this person is, what their maturity level is, all these things. So then I thought, okay, Yvonne, be a tarot reader. Non-judgmental, non-biased, Okay. So my first question, I said, as if I were her, should I leave this guy? I mean, to all of us readers, it's like, yeah, but she's not getting it. So her question would be, if she was coming to me, I think that she would ask, should I leave this guy? So I pulled up the Eight of Pentacles. And in my opinion, or in my understanding of this, what I got was that you put a lot of work into finding someone. You spend a lot of time alone, Nobody was perfect. You know, and finally you found somebody that you think is perfect because you even said so. Okay. But he's not, according to what you've said, because he does not want to commit to something that you're really wholeheartedly about, marriage. So this tells me that, you know, maybe you've invested a lot of time. Maybe you should be looking for someone who is willing to you know, meet your desire. Okay. All right. So the second card I pulled, would talking to him about this again be a good move? Because maybe that's what she wants to do. Okay. So I pulled a card on that and I got the Knight of Pentacles.
Mm.
Okay. And so, you know, the Knight of Pentacles, I'm going to cheat a little bit because, all right. Yeah, he signifies hard work and indicates consistency and commitment to achieving one's goals. So, okay, if you're so hell-bent on wanting this marriage and you really do think that he's the perfect guy for you, talk to him. Bring it up again. See how it goes. And then the final question was, is he even the right man for me?
Mm.
All right. So guess what I pulled up? The Queen of Swords. Use your head, young lady or young woman or old woman or whoever you are. Use
Yeah.
your head. The Queen is saying, stop thinking with your heart and start thinking with your head.
Yeah.
Use logic. You know, with the two cards, the two other cards, the first card, you know, you've put a lot of work into it. This is something that you want, that you believe in, and that you obviously need. Okay. Talk to him. See what he says. Maybe he was sincere on it, and yeah, that's not going to change him. Maybe not. Maybe if you talk to him and tell him, you know, how much he means to you or what this means to you, marriage means to you, maybe he'll have a change of heart. Maybe. Or maybe you should stop thinking with your heart and start thinking with your head.
Mhm.
And realize that, you know, maybe after you do talk to this man, you know, whatever answer he gives you, if he insists on you know, on not marriage, on the no marriage situation, then you need to start thinking,
Mhm.
to you, is marriage really that important to you? And if it is, then probably not the right guy for you.
Right. Move on.
Move on. But I mean, that puts the responsibility back into her lap. Do you see what I mean? It's
Which
like,
I think is important for us as tarot readers, not to give
we're
them
not
a decision, but yeah, put it back in their lap as a.
yeah, exactly, because our job, the way I see it, is to help them to figure out, you know, what it is that they really, 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 really want.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
you know,
And help
because,
them to that path. Help
yeah,
them.
because she was very conflicting in her statements there that, you know, he's the perfect guy. No one should give up, you know, nobody should compromise. But
Yeah.
if you really think about it, what is marriage? I mean, it's about compromise.
That's comfort.
As he's
You know?
100% committed to long-term relationships. No, he's not if he doesn't want marriage, because that is so he's not 100%. So I think she's fooling herself, don't you?
Well, and I think she needs to revisit her, you know, ideas about what is marriage. Do you even know what marriage is?
Mhm.
All right, ladies, I'm the odd man out here. I feel so. Listen, I'm almost even hate to do this, but I'm going to do it. All right.
Do it.
I'm shuffling, and I'm very exact on my shuffling, so I don't usually get flyers. Queen of Pentacles flew out of the pack.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hmm.
When I saw this, I went, oh, okay. I hadn't formulated the questions yet. I was still shuffling and ruminating on it. And so I said, I'm going to set her aside because there's a reason for this. This is my queen of practicality. And obviously, this is good. Did you fall off the table? I'm going to set it aside and keep it because I think that it's a practical, you have to look at the situation practically. And I think that's kind of what it's saying. This is the tone of the reading. So there's my clarifier up front. So as I was looking at this, I said, my first question was, could this relationship work? I mean, is this even a relationship that could work at all? And I drew the world. And I thought to myself, oh yeah, it could work because the world that is success that you've finally made it to. You finally made it to where you want to be and you've been successful. And now it's time to step from one phase of your life into the next phase of your life. And when we were children, when we were little girls playing with our Barbie dolls, we married them off and we knew that, well, come on, we knew that we wanted the knight in shining armor to pick us up and take us to the little white house with the picket fence and the 2.5 kids and the 1.5 dogs and pets. And that was life. We had this vision of what our life with our lover was going to be like, right? And maybe this is the perfect guy for her. Maybe he is. And maybe because she's been looking for a long time and we know there's no perfect man, but maybe by throwing a little bit of practicality into the situation, maybe she just needs to know that maybe she just needs to give up some of those, childhood dreams. I mean, if this guy is perfect for you in every way, but for a piece of paper, you got to look at the importance of that piece of paper. Now, I agree that marriage is way more than just love. I mean, it is the the financial end and the child end and all that stuff. But it's I think about women who can't have children, and all they wanted their whole life was, they were born to be mothers, and yet God didn't give them the ability to have children. But if they adopted a child, if they had to change their modus operandi and adopt a child, you ask them 20 years later, are you sorry that you did that, or how did your life turn out? And they will say, oh my God, it was the best thing that I ever did in my life, in lieu of what I had thought I wanted early on and couldn't have. So it's getting on with your life. My second question was, is he being honest with her, really? I mean, is he being truthful about the reasons why, or what he's saying, but hey, I am committed. I do like commitment. I just don't like the paper. And look what I drew, you guys. He's telling the truth, but he's being truthful. He's sharing his truth right now. We all grow up, and we do something, our lives change and what we want in life changed. When I was 4 years old, I wanted to be a taxi cab driver when I grew up. And when I was 13, I wanted to be a linguist for the United Nations, retire early, and raise thoroughbreds in Piranha in Kentucky. I mean, nowhere did I think I was going to be a corporate consultant, okay? We change how we feel. We change. I like mushrooms now that I never would eat, until I was 35. We all change. He will mature. He could mature. He could change. And even though this is his truth today, it doesn't mean it's not going to be the truth if he, as he evolves in his life. So I have to say he's at least telling the truth for now and being honest. Finally, my question was, okay, even so, should she just move on? And, is this Mr. Right, or is this not the right situation, regardless of all of that, and move on? I got the 9 of Cups. So it's like, all right, we can look at this card two ways, right? This is her dream man, whether it's with or without the piece of paper. This is a relationship, I think, that could work for her if she could get, if she could modify her expectations in life for a piece of paper, right? But this is a possibility. But you know what else? Every card to me has a shadow side, because I don't read reversals. I believe every card has a light side and a dark side. And the shadow side for me of the Nine of Cups is fake it till you make it. Somebody asked you, hey, how's business? Oh, business is great. Everything's fine. When you're getting ready to file for bankruptcy. My dad was a car dealer, and he always used to say, no matter what anybody asks, if anybody asks, you just tell them business is great. So, maybe that's kind of where she is right now, is maybe it's kind of a fake it till you make it. Maybe she should stick it out for a little bit, in my opinion, because either way, I think it says she should stick it out, because I think it's too early right now. And I think that the cards may display something completely different later on down the road. But I don't believe her. I think she's seeing things. I think she's seeing things the way she wants to see, what she's hoping. Nobody is 100% committed and doesn't believe in marriage. You can't. That's just that's a oxymoron right there. And things might be going well, but come on, it's been 2 months. Who can tell after 2 months? So I just think that I think that maybe it's possible that from listening to the rest of you and the cards that you guys got, it's possible that he's just saying this right now so he doesn't, I'm saying, to kind of back her off a little bit until he can just assess whether or not he wants to do that. So that's what I was thinking. We are getting our 10-minute warning right now. Anybody have any about the question in general? It's hard, is it not, ladies, to not want to interject? I mean, come on, we're all older, and we have this relationship experience, and it's like, we kind of chuckle at other people, young people's way of looking at things, because we know they're going to mature over time. But it's hard not to share that, is it not? To inject our experiences in our life into these readings. Kate?
Here's what I have to say about that.
Yeah.
The way you how would you treat a friend that came to you with that kind of question? Would you just explode and say, no, you're crazy? Probably not, because that's your friend and you love your friend.
Right.
And you would try to handle them, as with as much truth as possible, but you wouldn't want to hurt them. You know what I mean? It's so when the parent comes to us, and asks us a question, we're going to try to help them in the most, generous way, without, we're not going to go straight out and say, yeah, leave him, because maybe he is the right guy for her, and maybe she, like the cards that I had, it's basically, you worked hard. Yeah. Talk to him, but use your head, maybe don't let too much time go by. If 20 years go by and you're still not married, maybe he wasn't, I don't know. It's just like,
You said it earlier, and that is to read without judging. And
without judging.
but
Yeah.
there's one thing to judge a situation, which is, that's that putting your ego in. But it's hard to not, it's hard to not see the cards in the concept of your life experiences, and yeah, Kate, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I certainly felt this immediate kind of inner reaction, and like I said, it let loose my inner cynic. And so it was that kind of bringing it back, and it's down, and in that case, that's when the cards become helpful to me.
Yes.
Right?
That-
Because it's like, okay, yeah, I'm I'm an Aries with a Gemini uprising, so smack up beside the head. It's like, fuck it. Usually not helpful approach to anything. So yeah, but what kind of set me off is that King of Cups that was in a reverse position, and that kind of manipulative energy. Somebody here is wish casting, right? Like, there's a very much a dreamer element. There is something that is not touchstoning on reality. I don't know whose part it's on, right? I'm kind of suspecting a bit hers, but also him if he really truly believes that, it's just a piece of paper. And nobody's going to come up with a satisfactory solution to this until they drop the wish casting and get down and touching to reality.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, before we get cut off here, I wanted to go around and see if anybody had anything. Kate, what you doing? I saw that you've been posting again, so you're back.
Yeah, now playing right now, and if the House of Representative is in the United States, we're gonna find a speaker, because I don't know how many times I've pulled cards on that, and it's just coming up. Wah! So, anyways, hopefully today.
Your channel, yes, because you are a political reader. You are terrific. Your channel is in the description of this video, so they can find you by following that. Dee, you had you have not gone yet, right? You are going this weekend or something. Oh my God, to her first psychic fair. Now she's already been doing markets, but now you're going to the first real psychic fair. When next month I want to give you some time to talk about that. I'm really looking forward to hearing how that goes for you. And then we're gonna do an interview on that, and then I'm gonna post that on the channel so that to get your first reactions to that, because I think people would really like that. I am this Friday I'm posting the first video of a many video series on reading at fairs and festivals, all the minutia, the details that nobody ever covers in their books. So that's going to be posted that'll be posted right after this one, not very long after. So I'm going to do them weekly. Anyway, Yvonne, have you done has the Northwest Symposium been done yet?
It happened, but I ended up not going.
Oh.
Very dear friend of mine passed away, and the celebration of life was on that Saturday, and I spoke. So yeah, some things are definitely more important. And they were gracious to me. I had to contact them and let them know that I was not going to be there, and they were very sweet, and they even offered to send healing for everybody, and that was nice. So next year, 2024, I'll go. But there's lots of fairs. There's a lot of action here in the Pacific Northwest. So yeah.
And have you been traveling? Because I know you're a traveler.
The sound is coming and going, Lynn, so I'm missing a lot. I'm looking forward to the replay, because for some reason my internet has been fine all week, but now it has decided. So I'm only getting little bits of you.
Well, I'm glad that you're with us at least, and that you'll be able to share in this whole thing. And we got to hear your full rendition of so that was important.
That was about me. Yes.
Everybody, I'm so glad that we're here. We have more and more people that have been popping up and watching these, and that's terrific. I don't know for sure what we're going to cover next month, but I'd like to keep it. We'll keep it we'll either go back to another card, but one of the things I really wanted to discuss with you guys, and see if this doesn't sound good, I want to talk. I've been hearing a lot of talk lately about ethics. What should you read on? What shouldn't you read on? And I would really like your opinion on several different things on it. I mean, come on, we're not going to read. None of us are going to read on lotto numbers, but on pregnancy. Is it a boy? Is it a girl? Finances, medical. My big one is reading on other people. We read on other people every single reading. I mean, it's very rarely about, even if it's like, am I going to get the job? Well, it depends on what the people do. We have to look into the psyche of the people making that decision. I mean, it's always about something. So I'm just really excited. So if it's all right with you, I'd like to choose that as a thing for next month. Second. Great.
Sounds really good.
Well, happy Halloween, and get out there and gobble or do something crazy, for Halloween, and we'll catch you all later.
Okay.
Thanks, Lynn. Thank you. Bye, ladies.
See you. Bye-bye.